Good evening, dear students. As discussed previously, the next concept we are going to come is numerical integration. Now here, what exactly we are going to study is, what is numerical integration? The process of evaluating a definite integral of the form. Suppose the integral is in the form of y dx, integral y dx, limits ranging from a to b. We are going to integrate this numerically without actual integrating, means we are not going to integrate with the standard forms or rules what we have learned prior. If the given question is a complicated one, that is a function to be integrated, that time we will be using numerical methods. Now in this definite integral, we are going to go in numerical methods. We are going to go with three methods. One is Simpson's 1/3 rule, Simpson's 3/8 rule and Wedley's rule. All these three rules are going to help us to integrate a given definite integral. For this, we are going to go with different formulae. Now for Simpson's 1/3 rule, I have been stated with the formula. To remember this formula, you should remember the first term and the last term in the bracket 4 times all the odd terms. That is the subscript here what I have written, this is 1, 3, 5. All the odd numbers will come in this bracket and plus 2 into all the even subscripts will come in this bracket. When you substitute, multiply it with h and divide by 3, you will get the evaluation of this definite integral by Simpson's 1/3 rule. Similarly, when we are going for Simpson's 3/8 rule, you have to go with the first term and the last term plus 3 times, leaving all the 3 multiples, all the terms will come over here and plus 2 times here, all the 3 multiples will come in this bracket. Multiplied with 3h divided by 8, the answer will get the definite integral value. Now Wedley's rule, here Wedley's rule also going to help us to evaluate for the definite integral, and it is stated as, I have defined here Wedley's rule for 6 terms only. Maximum the question will be in terms of 6 terms. If extended, I have shown over here. First we'll go with 6 terms. It will be y0 plus 5y1 plus y2 plus 6y3 plus y4 plus 5y5 plus y6 multiplied by 3h upon 10. To remember this formula, take 15, 16, 15, 1. Here 1 should multiply by y0. This will be y1. This will become y2. 6 times y3, y4, 5 times y5 and y6. That must be multiplied by 3h upon 10. So to remember, you can remember 15, 16, 15 and 1. Multiply the coefficients y0, y1, y2 to each number. Substituting in this, we will get the value of this definite integral. Similarly, when we are going for, suppose n is 12. The formula to remember is 15, 16, 15, 2, 51. This is a reverse now. 2, after writing 2, reverse it, 51. This will be 61. This will be 51. Once we write with the multiplication of the coefficients and solving, we will get the evaluation of the definite integral by Wedley's rule. Now in all the problems, in all the formulae, we are seeing that we are required with h, y0, y1, y2, y3 and so on. So how to calculate h? H is calculated by the formula b minus a upon n. As I have already discussed, h is the step size. To prepare for the table, we are required with the step size h. Now what is b and what is a and what is n? B is the upper limit of the integral. A is the lower limit of the integral. Now what is n? N is the subdivision of the interval. They will be asking you to divide this interval into sub-intervals. That is, they may tell you to divide the interval into 6 intervals or 12 intervals. That time we take n as 6 or 12 or some more what they will be giving. So once we compute this h, we are going to start to prepare for the table. Now to prepare for the table, you have to write here x and y value. So what are the x values you are going to start with? So x values, that is x0, must be started compulsory with the lower limit, that is a. Starting with the lower limit and you have to end with the upper limit. So if they have asked us to divide into 6 intervals, you will get x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. Means you will be getting the intervals. This as first interval, second interval, third interval, fourth interval. This will become x4, then x5 and this is x6. means you will get here fifth and this will be sixth interval. But ordinates means points. How many will be there? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they give you ordinates, means you have to take n as 6. It will be sub-interval 6. So corresponding to that, you are going to compute for y0. y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, y6. How to compute that? To compute, you have to find what is y from the given integral. So taking y, substituting the x values, you can compute for corresponding y values. Substituting in the any of that formula what is mentioned in the problem and solving, we will get the evaluation of the definite integral. Now, when to use which formula? Suppose if n is a multiple of, n is a multiple means subdivision. If n is a multiple of 2, use Simpson's 1/3 rule. If n is a multiple of 3, then use Simpson's 3/8 rule. And if n is a multiple of 6, then use Wedley's rule. Now what do I mean by multiple? Means suppose 6, divide the interval into 6 if they say. 6 can be 6 comes in the 2's table, so you can apply for Simpson's 1/3 rule. 6 comes in the 3's table, so you can apply Simpson's 3/8 rule. And 6 comes in 6 table, so you can apply Wedley's rule. Like this we have to go with. So to start with the problems, first we'll go with Simpson's 1/3 rule. That is all the 3 rules I'll be taking now. Answer will be same. Evaluate integral 0 to 6 dx upon 1 plus x square by dividing the interval into 6 equal parts by, first rule is Simpson, second one is 3/8 or Wedley's. Now what they are saying, dividing into 6 equal intervals means n is 6. Is 6 a multiple of 2? Then we can apply Simpson's 1/3 rule. Is 6 a multiple of 3? Then we can apply Simpson's 3/8 rule. Is 6 a multiple of 6? Then we can apply Wedley's rule. Like this we have to proceed. To start, your interval is from 0 to 6. Means A is 0 and B is 6. N is 6. So you need, and y when you comparing, leave this integral, leave this dx. Everything is your y. Means 1 upon 1 plus x square is your y. So to start, we have to prepare for the table. Before you start to prepare for the table, we should know what is h. How to calculate h? B is 6. A is 0, n is 6, means h is 1. So to prepare for the table, write for x and y. As we know, y is 1 upon 1 plus x square. Now how to start with x? X lower limit is 0, so start with 0. Add this step size to this 0, that is 0 plus 1 is 1. So next x1 value is 1. Next to write x2, add again step size as 1. So 1 plus 1 it is 2. Again add the step size as 1, it will be 3. Again add the step size as 1, it will be 4. And so on, it should compulsory end with 6. Total intervals must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ordinates are 7. So corresponding y values you have to compute and then start with your Simpson 1/3 rule, Simpson's 3/8 rule and Wedley's rule. Take a note that I said here first reading and the last reading. Now first reading is y0 and last reading is y6. Here I said 4 times the odd subscripts of odd numbers. It will become y1, y3, y5. Here I said it is a subscript of even numbers y2, y4, y6. But already y6 is already used, so you should not use once again here y6. So only 2 terms will come over here. Do not repeat the value. Once used, you should not repeat it. So same in all the 3 rules. Substitute the values, that will be the evaluation of the given integral. Similarly, we go with the Simpson's 3/8 and Wedley's. Substitute in the formula and simplify. That will be in form of Simpson's 3/8 and Wedley's rule. So this is one problem with all the 3 rules. Suppose now next problem they have given you that evaluate integral 0 to 1 x upon 1 plus x square dx by using Simpson's 1/3 rule, taking 6 equal strips and hence deduce an approximate value of log 2. Now when they tell like this, what we have to do is again start what is your interval given. 0 to 1, means A is 0 and B is 1. N they are saying 6 equal strips, means N you take it as 6. Calculate the step size, it will become 1 by 6. Convert it into decimal form such that it will be easy for you for calculation. So start with now preparing the table. X value should start with what? 0. It must end with 1. So 0. Step size has come 0.166. So add for the 0 0.166. When you add, that will be x1. For this reading, again add 0.166. That will become 0.332. Again add this value, that will be the next value. This should continue till it ends with 1. If you observe here, it is ending with 0.999. Isn't it? It is approximately equals to 1. So then stop it. And compulsory it should end with 1. And here you should observe it should be x6. If they say 6 equal intervals, ordinates must be 7. Means points must be 7. So corresponding y values, they have asked us to further to continue. They have asked us to compute for or hence deduce for the approximate value of log 2. Now to start, here we have to actually analytically integrate the given integral. Now how to integrate this? To integrate, we are having here take the integral 0 to 1 x upon 1 plus x square. If you observe, the derivative of x square is present in the numerator. What is the derivative of x square? It is 2x. X is there, 2 is not there, but there is a derivative present of the denominator, so we will be applying substitution method. If not, directly we are having the formulae I have listed over here. X upon 1 plus x square dx will be 1 upon 2 log of 1 plus x square. You can directly use, or if not, then take 1 plus x square as t. Differentiate both sides, you will get 0 plus 2x equals to dt by dx. That is 2x dx. This dx when it goes this side and 2 will come down. X dx will become 1 by 2 dt. Whenever you are applying the substitution method, the very next step is differentiating. After differentiating, change the limits. So when we change the limit, substituting x as 0, you will get t as 1. In this, if you substitute x as 0, t is 1. Once you substitute x as 1, you will get t as 2. So this will change to 0 to 1 will become 1 to 2. 1 upon t. X dx is 1 by 2 dt. This 1 by 2 will come out. Integral 1 to 2, 1 by t integration will become log t, upper limit minus the lower limit. So log 1 on the calculator, you have to calculate ln 1 and we know that its value is 0. So only remains here log 2. Here we can calculate, but I want only log 2 to deduce. So keep log 2 as it is. So value of this will become 1 by 2 log 2. This is analytically. Numerically, we have got the value as 0.34661. Equate both the values. So 1 by 2 log 2 is equals to 0.34661. Taking this to this side, we will get log 2 value. You can check it on the calculator. This is a value of log 2. On the calculator, you check it as ln 2 because base is e here. We have to take ln 2 on the calculator. So some of the standard integral values I have written over here. You can by heart it or understand and take such that you can utilize in the problem. So many of the problems will come in this format, so you can go through this standard formats. So further to continue, the next problem will be here. By using Simpson's 1/3 rule, evaluate integral 0 to 0.6 e raised to minus x square dx. Taking 7 ordinates, they are saying. When they say 7 ordinates means n must be taken 6, not 7. If you take n as 7, what happens is the values will totally change and your answer will be wrong. You will be only given for formula the value marks. Rest all will be 0. The table values also will be wrong. So further to continue, here once you get it, you see that the starting value must be 0 and it should be end with 0.6. Such that we should add for the step values, that is 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. When you go on adding, you will get your required 6 subintervals, but 7 ordinates you will get. If you count, you will get 7 points here. What formula they have asked us to use? That is Simpson's 1/3 rule. Take that rule, substitute, you will get your required value. Now next problem, if you see, by dividing the range into 6 equal parts, find an approximate value of e raised to sine theta d theta. Now if you observe, the given question is a trigonometric function. So always keep the mode of the calculator in radians. Just remember, always for the numerical methods, if you get a trigonometric function, always keep the mode of the calculator in radians. So to start, h must be b minus a upon n. b is pi, a is 0 and n is 6. When you solve, convert it into decimal values. This will be the radian value. So this will become 3.142 upon 6. Simplification will be 0.5235. Go on adding the values. It should end with pi. Pi means it should end with 3.1410. So if when you finish the table of calculating, substitute in the formula, that will be the value of that evaluation. Now similarly for all other methods, you can go with log x. If they are giving here, already table values are been given to you. Need not to calculate the table value. Directly go for the formula, taking corresponding y0, y1, y2, y3 and so on value. Substituting, you will get your required. Like this we go to evaluate with all the three methods and hence the numerical integration. Thank you.